Hi, this is Ann George with Ann George Studios, and I'm talking to you today about something that's very important. Um, you know, basically how not to get scammed by an unethical energy healer. I recently talked to a regular client of mine, and she and a friend were visiting in another state, and they went for readings. And also, the friend um, after her reading, was encouraged to purchase a healing. I think it was a month-long healing. That's a long time. That's a lot of healing to sell somebody in advance, in my opinion. Why that long? I wasn't there and I don't know, but I know that I wouldn't do that. I would suggest a client purchase one energy healing and see what happened. See what happened after that. I've been practicing Usui energy, Reiki medicine, Reiki healing for 30 years now. And I have seen very profound healings occur after only one session. I mean, sometimes one session is enough for a person to have resolution of whatever it is they came for. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you want to come for 2 or 3 or 4 different sessions to come to full closure. And those sessions don't necessarily have to happen in a 30-day period. Maybe a 6 weeks period is important. But the idea of a package that's going to solve all your problems is a clue that you're about to be scammed. An ethical provider is going to want to know how you're doing, how is it working, what else do you need, what could be better, what could be different, what could be more, to get you to the place you want to be. Now, energy healing is absolutely valid. Sound healing, valid as a method to recover well-being. There's all kinds, harmonics, there's all kinds, acupuncture, acupressure, massage. There's all sorts of non-Western modalities that have profound healing abilities if you have an ethical service provider. And that's your challenge as a consumer, is how to find one of those. So, of course, if you're able, please, check their references online. See what, the web review channels have to say. Use your own intuition. See if you like their vibe. Ask some questions about how long have you been doing this and what can I expect? That kind of thing. Excuse me, please don't follow that honey draw, that everything will be okay and you'll feel better and your problems will be resolved and your loved one will come back and your financial problems will disappear. I mean, sometimes people just sell energy healing and sometimes they get a little thick with what they're offering and suddenly magical abilities are on the table. So definitely if that happens, please step off. Selling magic for money is dangerous and usually not possible. But let's get back to talking about, please, how to purchase energy healing successfully. In my state in 1997, I had closed my practice because the state took responsibility or claimed authority over an Asian healing modality and says, oh, no. Unless you have a massage therapy license, you cannot do Usui Reiki energy healing in the state. I didn't have one and wasn't about to go get one. That's not my path. I'm not that kind of therapist. I'm a professional psychic consultant. And energy healing is just something I was blessed to connect to. And the empowerments that I received were in the traditional last century Usui Reiki model. And it was always understood that there has to be an exchange of some kind. So if I send you healing, you send me or give me money or some other thing of equal value, agreed upon equal value, so I have a habit of selling a healing, and then the client can see if they'd like it, if they're comfortable, if they would like to have a second energy healing treatment with me, or maybe they'd like to find another person to work with. I mean, these are all fair, good business practices. Selling somebody $3,000 worth of energy healing session after a reading, to me, that's a little scammy. It's a little bit unethical. Why do that? A powerful reading, a good professional psychic, after seeing the future for you, probably has altered your space, your perspective, your mindset, because he has reconnected you with your divine essence, your place in the Akashic record where all your futures are possible. That's a big deal. It's a feeling deal. Has an effect, not just on your mind, but also on your energy body. So I think people right after a reading are a little bit vulnerable and oughtn't be sold things. But in the case of the story that triggered this podcast or videocast, my client and a friend were at a bookstore, metaphysical shop, and each had a reading. And the friend was invited to purchase a $3,000 energy healing package that would, of course, solve her problems and restore her to excellent health. And the benefits were fantastic. And my friend's friend was really broken and feeling needy. And, everything the psychic said was everything she hoped for. So she bought the package. Mhm. As it turned out, um, the buyer, we'll just call her Mary. Mary didn't have anything like the experience she hoped for. She didn't feel any profound benefit from the first treatment. And I think she went back to see the psychic before they left town. And the psychic pretty much blew her off, laughed her off. How can you prove that you didn't get what you paid for? Just ugly things that shouldn't happen, mean things that were taking advantage of a person in distress. And I'm not blaming Mary, but I want to share with you that yes, energy healing, sound healing, acupuncture, acupressure, all vibrational healing. There's all kinds of modalities out there to help you become yourself again, to restore you to your essential nature again. And so if you're going to buy that, maybe just buy one treatment and see how you feel and see if you like that provider and see if you notice an actual benefit. And if you do, well, then by all means, go ahead and order another, session. What's important is to have the experience and let it unfold. Most energy healing experiences take about 3 days to unfold. And that's just the phenomenon of the particular modality I practice. Maybe other modalities happen instantly. I don't know. I can only talk about what I do, but I can also talk about the ethic of selling psychic services or metaphysical services, because most people don't know anything about what they're buying. And they haven't had occasion. And so now I'm trying to say, please consider these ideas. Buy one treatment, before you buy a package, and see how you like it. And please be very mindful. There's lots of unethical vendors out there who really aren't psychic at all, selling readings or, oh, I don't know, all manner of services. The same advice goes for any other kind of purchase. Please check references. please talk to the person on the phone for a few minutes, see the vibe that you get, see if you like the frequency that they wander around the world with, and if that's comfortable for you. Because it matters, letting someone have access to your energy system is important. And choosing someone you trust to be in your energy system, that's also very important, and a decision to be made wisely. Many providers have to provide remote services now because of laws restricting access to energy medicine. In my state, I cannot do hands-on healing because I don't have a massage therapy license. And I can't do hands off the body healing because I figured a way to wiggle around that too. Yep. I'm in Florida. That's a pretty clever state. What I can do is remote energy medicine or healing, or, and then I have to be mindful of what I say. So I say I can offer Usui Reiki energy treatments. And that's true. And that's what I do sell myself. And I price myself in the price point for the profession. So if you were to get a massage, or if you were to get a consultation with a therapist, or if you were to go for acupuncture, you'd probably pay less than $200 for your treatment. I charge much less than that because I think everybody should have a chance to make that purchase. So that's just my value. That's my ethic. Doesn't mean if somebody charges you $100 or $200 for a treatment that they're unethical. They're not. They're charging what they need to charge, I guess, to stay in business and to stay in practice. But $3,000 is too much for a package to buy from someone that you've just met. So if you're in session with somebody and they're encouraging you to add on purchases or to buy more services, please don't do that. Any kind of psychic reading is a powerful experience with a legitimate psychic, with a legitimate seer. Now, if you've got a pretender, you may not feel much different afterwards, but if you're with a real energy worker who can see the future and walk through time, that person probably have an effect on you, and hearing your truth spoken to you by a stranger, that will probably have an effect on you as well. So it's not your best time to make a decision. So don't. And take care of yourself, give yourself permission to wait a minute, before you buy anything else. Even another healing session. Give yourself a minute to see how that one's sorted out and how you feel. It's good to seek consultations from psychic people. There's not that many of us, but we're still out here. And our purpose is really to be helpful. Not to rack up millions of dollars or thousands of likes, just to help. And so that's the purpose of this podcast here, or video cast, It's just to help you put what's happening in perspective so that you don't get swept away. I'm Ann George, Ann George Studios, Inc. I really thank you for your attention, and I hope it's been helpful. Okay, so signing off.